And we're live. Yes, we are. Dearie me, nearly did not make it. I had an alarm set, thankfully. Mainly because I was playing Cyberpunk. Gotta be honest. Absolutely loving the game. Oh, there's a lot of spiel posted everywhere about how it's oh my god, it's the buggiest thing ever, and blah. It is not. It's not nearly as bad as the people are making it out. Save game bugs. No. Not worried. It's fine on... It works on PC. It doesn't work on last gen consoles. Whose fault that is? Don't know. But yeah, the people are doing the jump on the bandwagoning and such like. You know, so last actual save size is 6 meg. So yeah. Oh, I've got dozens of save games. Dozens of them. Some of them are 22 meg. So the whole it doesn't work after 8 meg. It's working here. I can reload that save. It's a save where I had a ton of crap in my inventory and in my stash. And as an experiment, I made a save and it said 22 meg. Then I scrapped it all and made a load of bullets and you know, just general stuff, and saved again, and that file's like 6 meg. So it's an easy thing. They'll fix it anyway. I'm not special at all. Yeah, I'm special. Yeah, if anything's going to crash or break, it'll be me. What I did do was drag out my my old... I bought it just to play Assassin's Creed 2, and then couldn't because their servers were down when it released. Ubisoft. Is it an old 360 controller because it's got a USB on the end, and if you plug it into a PC, it just, like that, instantly picks it up and works. And works well. So you've got a throttle rather than throttle on and off. You've actually got some granularity. Granularity? It's more granular anyway. I don't really give a stuff about the drama. I'm playing the game and it's bloody awesome. Absolutely awesome. I keep wanting... I woke up this morning... And we're back in lockdown in Wales, by the way. I'm 70 hours in. You can probably finish the game faster than that, but there's so many awesome side quests, like there were in Witcher 3, that you can pretty much ignore most of the main quest. Yeah, I did. I put the double jump is super effective for not just sneaking but certain parts of the main quest. I don't want to give away spoilers, the game's too new, and the spectacle of certain things you do in the game. What is the key thing that's unique about it, like skills and AO? It's the world, really. You know, when you play like a Deus Ex game, it does immerse you in that world. Happy solstice, everyone. Christmas is in 3 more days. It's solstice. It was the shortest day of the year. That's it, everyone. Summer's on the way now. God, it went dark early. I thought I'd missed the stream twice. I went, oh God, it's getting dark. Oh, it's only 3:15, you know. You can hack. Yes, you can. Contagion's rather good for that. Are we going to play AO or are we going to play Cyberpunk? Because I'm quite far ahead in the game. If I put Cyberpunk on now, not only will it be choppy, but it's going to be... Do you know how to level quick hacking, Sav? Because I know you're going to play a stealthy hacker by the sound of it. When you get a mission to anywhere and there's loads of enemies there, keep pinging like a camera or something that's linked to all the other enemy NPCs there, and you'll gain tons and tons and tons of quick hack XP. You can level quick if you're going to make a hacker type, stealthy netrunner type. Mine's kind of spread out. It's like a super duper pistol shooter, little bit of repair and crafting, and well, ping is the best one because well, with the right perks, it uses no NCU space at all, no RAM space rather. So you can do it lots and lots of times. The skill system works by you've got a primary stat. So let's say intelligence. So if your intelligence is 10, you can only level your hacking to 10. Mihalik, ho ho ho. Why would we not? Oh, because it's ho. There's no. Oh, God, it's a bit twitchy that. Yeah, I made a blue contagion, and then did the perk that makes it spread further, and do more damage. And I did like there's a temple you have to go to, and I was up on the roof of it because I've got the double jump. With double jump, you can do some amazing. Don't get the jump higher, get the double jump because you jump and then jump again at the peak of the first jump, and you end up jumping up higher than the original super duper jump, as far as I know anyway. You do need to be careful you don't leave your body dev too far behind in it, otherwise you can't wear certain implants and you're like, oh no, because I want that, how am I going to defer? No. Then you've got to like go and farm a level somewhere in the outback shooting at random villains or gangsters or whatever. There's a lot of places with it that you can farm XP to max level in an hour. There's already spoilers like that on YouTube and various sites, but yeah. But it's the story itself. I actually care about the people in it. It's bizarre. And it takes a lot for a game to sort of to make me feel like that, to be honest with you. You're going to do multiple... Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, this feels like a Skyrim. I want to do like a... I don't know if there's a new game plus, and I don't really care, because next I'm going to do like a Netrunner Corpo kid, and then I'm going to do a Street kid, and then I'm going to do a completely melee class. Then I'm going to do... You know, now I've been fit. Now I've had a first playthrough. What AO content do we get the opportunity to watch? Well, there's loads. There's loads. So anyway, yes, I've probably been playing it for about 5 hours today, maybe more. I don't know. I don't want to look. You all want to do something before Savik wants to hibernate. Yes, Sav, what do you want to do? Come on. I'll let you decide that one. Lord of the Void. Do Lord of the Void with Sav. Once he's got UBT on him, he's not that terrible, actually. He still hits hard, don't get me wrong, but he's not that terrible. We can go and do Lord of the Void. Lord of the Void. It's not really a raid either. I mean, just 2 people can do that. In fact, a lot of people can solo him now. I couldn't solo him on this keeper, I don't think, not yet. Look at all the peoples hanging around here. Shade and dock, yeah, I did it on my shade with Sav, and it was not hard. Are you hiding somewhere, Sav? Sav's relogging. Wessex. What? What do you mean Wessex? It's an ancient county in Britain. Have you been watching the Vikings? It's not called The Vikings. It's just Vikings. One word. Wessex. Yeah. It was a place. There was a king of Wessex. Back in the Middle Ages. Princess. Yeah. Well, it's a place name, isn't it? You know. So I'm running down here to Savik's personal Christmas tree in Newland. We've got Irwin here. We're just seeing. Alfred. Yeah. It's the progenitor name, if that's a word, to Alfred. I think. Old Viking name. You got mail as promised. What? I haven't got a mail thing come up. Do they mean in-game mail? Or something? I don't know. Someone keeps trying to PM me during the stream. And oh god, it's disappeared. Can't. I think maybe their English is not their first language, judging by what they've sent. All I can respond to that is I don't know what the question is. Someone sent me a weird message. Oh, in-game mail. I shall check now. Isn't there a mail terminal somewhere here? Didn't there used to be mission terminals just here? Am I going mad? They moved them. Where is the... Yes, of course I do, Sav. Where's... Doesn't Newland have a... Must have a GMI and a mail terminal, surely. Is there not one in Newland? Has Newland not got its own mail terminal? That's terrible. It must have. Where... It's up here, is it? Okay. Ah, right. Someone's saying they sent me a... Ah! That's weird. See that? It didn't pop up. Gift for Carl. Oh. Oh, that's awesome. Hey, Carl, just wanted to say thank you again for the trade skill you did for me. And here's the gift I promised. I hope you use it in one of your tunes and hope you have happy holidays with your loved ones. Thank you. Please do not try and send it back. Oh, right, okay. Okay, I won't. They are really nice, those, though. Do you think I should wear it instead of that? I don't need... See, that gives 3 crit. No, I'm going to wear it. There we go. Equipment tabs are locked. Oh, probably because I've got my inventory is just full at the minute. Unsurprised. Oh, it's gone in. There we go. So I'm wearing it. More crit. Sav is on her doctor. On her doctor, yeah. All I did was just do the coloured doohickeys you need to make tier armour for his keeper. You know, I mean, okay, I had to log 2 different toons to do it because I don't really have a trade skill toon. I've got an Engi who's got lots of one thing and an NT that happens to have a lot of another with the city buff, and you know. So okay, maybe we jumped through a couple of hoops to get it done, but was no big deal. But I do appreciate it very much. And I need to make... Oh, I can't. That's an actual bag, isn't it? Need spaces. Well, this... I've got 2 of these now, and I can't put them anywhere. So it is one of those... Gamel 11111, just saw you two run past me in Newland, so I thought I would log in Twitch to see what you guys and girls are about to murder. Something, I don't know. Need a general store, don't I? Where's the... There we go. But yes, welcome to the stream, Gamel. You're very welcome. Alright. Not like I have a ton of room in here either. Okay. That has stuff. That can go in. That one, that can go in. Trying to remember where I'm putting these. Is that now full? That one is now full of Christmas stuff as well. That's taking up a spot. I've got Christmas jumper. See, that's an actual bag. So is this? I've got one floating star. That can go in there. Nano spray. I just... Whatever dropped, I was like, yes, I'm having it. Skis. Skis. Oh, because it's a back item. It won't go in a backpack. Subway or DB3 or POH. Toss a 3-sided coin. Tell you what. Random. 1, 2, 3. 3, 1. What's 3? POH. Okay. Back items that won't go into bags are annoying. Because it's got a bag flag on it or something. It's pretty weird. Right, Pyramid of Home. Won the toss. Where am I going? Grid I want. Right, Mihalik. Pyramid of Helm. Which is a good old raid, that. Depending on who we can get, because it is a raid that does need some experience or knowledge, or someone with skills and the ability to listen. That was just the random toss. The second one would have been, if we can't get the people to do that, then second option would be what one? Number one, which would be Subway. But that does take a long time because of all the bloody HP everything's got. It is too much. Let the mobs hit just as hard, but just give them a little less HP. Oh, someone's just dinged. What have we got here? We have... You feel the core of your being shift as the source makes room for a divine presence. What's that? Eleonis has reached enlightenment. Congrats. I don't know how the whole cyber thing is on consoles, but on PC, honestly, virtually bug-free for me. I've had like one or two things with a piece of music carrying on into the next scene and not stopping, but compared to Anarchy Online, it's bug-free, to be honest with you. And all people going, oh my god, it's worse than Fallout 76. And as soon as somebody says something like that, which is so blatantly wrong and obviously wrong, I just think you've just delegitimized anything you could possibly say after saying that. You know, so I just laugh and walk away. It's just people jumping on a bandwagon, trying to get clicks, and it's a little sad. But yeah, it ain't nothing like as bad. Johnny's text is persistent through save games on my screen. Yeah, you just turn it on and off. I mean, compared to the bugs we deal with daily in Anarchy, it really isn't. This is it. I don't know what perfect games some of these people have been playing, but I've never played them. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Whoever said Cyberpunk is somehow worse than Fallout 76 either or more and has never played either. It's basically what they got told, but and then they tried to fight the ground and someone said, well, go on then, list some bugs then. And they just went silent on the top. So I think you're probably right, but yeah, somebody said that. It's nothing like that. They're going, oh my god, it's been pulled off the store page. Yeah. They didn't want it on there to begin with. But it was business contracts and distribution contracts that forced that. Look, this hardware isn't good enough to run what we've made. You put it on, you release on our console, or you don't release on the other console. We are Sony. You know. And they gone, well, all right then. And then when people on there said, oh, we don't like it, they directly replied to the tweets that these people were making saying, listen, just contact us directly with the details and we will refund you and then take it up with Sony after the fact. And then Sony are going, no, we're Sony, no refunds. And they went, well, we're just going to take the loss then and give them their money back. And then Sony's thrown a dicky fit and taken it off their store page. That's what's happened. Sony didn't take it off because it's a bad game. God almighty, there's a game called Something of the Panther on the Sony store page, which is an utter sack of regurgitated assets. It's utter crap. And it's still on their page. They took it off because Cyberpunk replied directly to people that wanted a refund and said basically, we will wire you the money directly and then go off and deal with Sony after the fact. Just, we'd rather do that than you have a bad experience of our company. And Sony didn't like that, and Sony went nuts and took it off this page. So the real drama here isn't CD Projekt Red, it's Sony. Anyway, this is Anarchy Online. So yes, who else is coming? Mihalik. We're trying around. If not, we'll just make a start on the subway, which was the next one. We can be flexible. Iron... Is that Iron Bell? Someone's being annoying and standing at the door, so it'll make a noise. Thank you. I don't know if that's probably a coincidence, but yes. And RTX on. Well, it's not RTX, but it is ray tracing. I'd love to see the game with... I mean, I've seen videos of the game with ray tracing on, but I really don't think... even without it, it's amazing looking, just with a few tweaks. If you've got the game on PC, Google Digital Foundry Cyberpunk 2077 engine tweaks. It's like a 25-minute video, but what's good is they actually show you the differences and explain what each setting is doing within the game, so you know, you can kind of go, okay, yeah, and back and forth yourself a little bit. So, you know. But yeah, I went from default running it at absolute Mattock. Isn't that somebody's tune? That looks like somebody's Engie. I've teamed with that Engie before. Yeah, the settings thing, it went from looking a little flatter than you might hope, but kind of accept because, you know, you're playing on older hardware, to actually looking stunning. It looks like Deus Ex, was it HR? What was the last Deus Ex game? It looks better than that on Ultra, with on basically low settings, but a few other things switched on, and it performs better. And if you want the truth, I had more bugs with the Deus Ex game, which never got the recall and all this other crap around it, and it's a better game. I've already played it for twice as long as I played Deus Ex, and I did every side quest I could find in Deus Ex, and I've gone back and replayed it and figured out ways of completing 2 side quests that are not meant to be able to be completed at the same time, but I've done it. And even done some sort of hopping on roofs and things that you're not supposed to be able to do in order to do it. But yeah, and it's still a better game than that, and I've already played that twice. Do you know what I mean? So, well, more than twice actually. I played it a few times, but it runs better than that and it looks better than that. So, you know, I don't care. Ooh, I don't know if you saw on Discord, Sav, but you can get it's not a story spoiler, but it's a minor spoiler, so put your fingers in your ears if you want absolutely no spoilers whatsoever. Okay, we all ready? Right, you can get a pet cat for your apartment if you want one. I think you can only do it after the heist. I don't know. I did it quite late on. But I put a screenshot of the cat in all the images, and it's marked as a spoiler. But yeah, you can get a cat. So yes. Meow meow. But the cat reappears in the game several times, and I won't tell you where, but you will if you pay attention to what Johnny Silverhand is doing, even when you're talking to another person, watch what Johnny Silverhand is doing. You might see the cat again, and it's really weird the way it works. And then especially, I can't explain it. It'll spoil it. But yeah, I went out into the desert and met a lady who you do meet on the main quest line called Pan Am. And yes, really liked Pan Am. I like the character. I've even been Mihalik, organising this on a reasonable time frame. I'm not sure it's viable. Okay, what was the second one? One was one, which was... What order did you present me those in? You said Subway, DB3 or POH. And the raffle went... 1. Should be Subway. So if we can't do this, we can just go and jump on the Subway. You want to go do that? If it's going to take forever? You expect me to remember what I said 5 minutes ago? Right, come on then, Subway. Is it just a far simpler raid to get organised? Basically, you could do it with 3 people, I think. As long as you got a crap for the final boss. That's kind of it, really. And a bit of off-tanking going on. What I will try to do then is... I'll try and do a Friday stream. And we'll try and start a little earlier in the day. Are a lot of other people on lockdown again now? I'm guessing there's a few. Yeah, that's the thing with the Subway. You can just make a start and start working your way down as other people come along. Whereas with Pyramid of Home, basically you do want to start with as many of the team at the beginning. Sort of a deal, you know? My God, it's choppy. ICC, where frame rates go to die. What's going on? There you go. GPU at 30%. CPU in the 30s, and you still get 21 frames a second. It's kind of chronic. Oh my God, no! Hey, filth flea! Die. Die, die, die. I think I buffed recently enough. Savik goes to bed very, very early on weekdays because Savik is a responsible adult. So very quiet with 3 melee characters fighting things. I just think Savik is either 12 or 75. I'd say she's somewhere in between, as a guess. have played Anarchy Online longer than 12 years. Yes. Sav is played nearly as long as me, I think. I'm not sure if anyone with us tonight has played as long as I have, if you want the truth. Since 2001, so yes, pretty long time for that kind of thing. I started in 2005 with the Probe Invasion. And glad of it we were as well. So yeah, bring your whatever to the raid. Come and join. There's 2 spots left. And at this point, DD and or Krat for the last boss is kind of the deal. Yes, bring your whatever. You've played longer than me. How have you played longer than me? Were you in the beta? I was in the beta. I had an adv called drumroll. Gamel. Yeah. The name Kalos, I've told you before, was kind of a typo. And it stuck, and then Kalos 2 was pretty much all down to the fact that I re-rolled because my first adv was junk. His nanomag, he had no HP, his IP was all wrong. I think he got to like level 40. But I made Kalos 2 so people would know it was me as well. Which probably doesn't make sense. But there were a lot of people with numbers in their names back then. It was very, very common. And cyberpunky, you know. I wish the incidental mobs would actually drop stuff as well, but they don't, which is sort of annoying. There it is. Does everyone remember the names of their first tunes? And boom, there you go. Taking one for the team. Yeah, first one was Kalos. Then Kalos 2. Then I made... I think I made Naka, my enforcer. Then I'm not sure what order I made others in. I suppose it is the order they appear on the character selection screen, so if we're going to have a look. It was Naka. I think I then made a soldier. After which, I'm not sure. got a party coming over. Discarded pets and all the rest of it. Bit of yeah, the wind's logged into game, but I don't know if they're able to play or they're just sort of, you know, lurking. You've got the ray tracing on. Does jump up how much GPU is getting hammered. I had Zinzig, hello Zinzig, then Ace Norma, like Ace, yeah, Grandma in Danish, Dorio, name generator, then Zin Sale, trader, then Zindang, go figure, and Zinzerium, MP. It's chopping on the stream. It doesn't like it. It doesn't like when we do that. Gotta give you guys a decent stream or it's just not on. Can't have choppiness on the stream. That's Crazy Merle again. There you go. Crazy Merle offering all kinds of buffs, wrangles, and trade skilling. I love his advert. I think it's really cool. Oh, we're on him. And camera rotation for the win. Dude in the fox gear with the thing. Someone did come dressed exactly like that in in the fashion contest once, and it was very cool. You could do that with a couple of parts of Mirrors. The agent cloak that drops in Sheol, not Sheol, Elysium, drops from the named Dryads, I think. Memory, and the fox head I think is a Christmas or can't remember which, but it's one of them, and then I'm not sure which rifle that is that they're using there. It looks like a Yatamuchi, maybe. I'm not sure. Not sure which rifle it is. I should know these things. I have played them. I do have a 220 agent. Could be Cobra, yeah. You'd have to experiment a little to see. I don't know if it's pronounced Yatamuchi. Probably not, but that's kind of what mentally I have always called it. Like many other things in Anarchy Online, some of the names are so weird that you just kind of read it and halfways think of how it would sound. Like I did with the, you know, like the Kreis weapons. I always thought it was Kreis. I should call it the X3. Yeah. we'll go with that. So we've got Cool Bloom is coming on something. Not sure who. Got a knock there. See, he knocked me to the edge there. And I need to reset my camera. There we go. Key Rock. I call it. Oh, it's got an R. I can't call it Keyrosh. It's K-R-Y. You've just not read the R, have you? Or does it not have an R? Let's ask Google what it thinks, and it will be wrong because it's a made-up word as far as I know. It thinks it's Greek.
Hiroshi. Hiroshi. Kiros. Kiros. Hiroshi.
It thinks it's Kiroshi. So I don't know. Yeah, the Greek sounded like 3 syllables. Kiroshi. That's easier to say than Kreis. Well, I put it into Google Translate and told it to auto-detect. That does not mean it's correct. It means that's Google's best guess. The person to ask would be Means if he was still around, because he was the sort of he was the kind of the head honcho, the dev, the game lead, if you like, for the Alien expansion and beyond. So he would have been there when at the inception of that name and put it into the game. So I'm guessing he would know. If anybody knows or has a means to get hold of Means, ask him. They'd probably go, from what? When was this? They've probably forgotten all about it. Hey man, I can't remember that far back. I've been lost to the sands of time, unless there's like a video of him or something somewhere where he's saying like, oh, it's these new weapons will be in the game called, whatever. Right, we've got a reinforced sleeve and we've got the combat assist when, which gives you a plus offensive proc of plus 30. Could be nice. In the sands of time, yes. 2004, we had Google Video. We had, I think Vimeo was a thing then. You could put videos on MySpace. Can't actually think of any others though. But I'm pretty sure they existed. Yeah, I'm probably going to pass on everything here, I think, except possibly the belt. It'll be about the only thing. And that's if we get that far. UH, 3 doors down, Kryptonite. What was the old song? I left my body laying somewhere in the sands of time. Ooh, now you got me. I don't know. Don't know that one. I know a lot of songs, but that one I don't know, unfortunately. This song sounds. Let's have a quick look. I don't know. I can't play any more of it while I'm on a stream, or I'll just. God, I had 3 seconds of somebody's bloody song on the tail end of one of the streams. Like a 3.5 hour stream. And I think I was, yeah, we raided Soju, and like they had music playing, and of course the tail end of the stream caught 3 seconds of it, and they tried to put a copyright claim on the entire 3.5 hour video for their 3 seconds of their song. I'm sure people, rather than buy that song, are watching a 3.5 hour Anarchy online stream just to listen to 3 seconds of it. Just flipping heck no. So yeah. Straight on down. Wait for everybody to get here. And we have Irwin, so we have more damage. By the way, I may be a bit tipsy and chatty. I just came home from a traditional Danish lunch with a lot of beer and schnapps. Yay! Okay, we're pushing forward. What I should have done is gone and made a drink before we start. I might have a beer later. After the stream. I don't drink and stream. Just in case. I used to drink in the evenings and play Anarchy online though. I used to do that quite often. Sprightly that one, he jumped over the bloody ticket gate. I've only got a couple of beers, so I'll save them till, an hour before bed. I've got like 3 beers. I can quite happily sit and drink like 6. If I don't stop myself, I'll just keep going and going. And then I suddenly go, oh, I'm real hungry. I stumble into the kitchen and make food. So no, No, I'll maybe have a beer later, but not right now. Too early in the night. We were going out for a meal. This is when the bars would just have opened. Normally we'd go out like 2 hours from now. So yeah. Yeah, when I was I think I drank like 10 beers binge watching Vikings one night. Still like, and I was really getting into it by the end. But then, the next day I had to watch the last episode I'd watched just to sort of catch up with myself, because I don't think I remembered it properly. Like I missed stuff in the when you go back to it and it auto plays the next episode. I was like, wait, what? Wait a minute. Why is no? It skipped ahead. It hadn't skipped ahead. It's just my brain had not been in the game by that point, I think. Yumi Himi is in the chat. Everyone say hi to Yumi Himi. The last episode. I'm waiting until the final season's ready to go. I kind of after. Oh no, spoiler. Well, not really a spoiler. I mean, it's based on a tale that's hundreds of years old. But no, after the conclusion of Ragnar, I was like, it just didn't feel the same anymore without him in it. I don't know. And Ivor the Boneless terrifies me. I can see why all his brothers go, yeah, we're all terrified of him. He is definitely scary. He's more scary than Ragnar. I think. Much more scary than Ragnar. Yeah, the actor playing him does a brilliant job. I'm not, no disrespect to him, but the character himself is very scary. And it's conflicting as well, because and the blame for it lies at Ragnar's feet, because he had his second wife. And I was like, yeah, I know she's got pretty eyes and everything, but Lagertha, come on, look at her. She's an incredible woman. What's the matter with you? And the thing with Lagertha, if she says, I'll remove your bits and hang them in your face before I kill you, she will. She's not messing about. She is definitely going to do it. And does in one episode to one guy. And I was like, okay. You know the actor? Oh well, you've got to watch it then if he's someone you used to party with. There you go. Scrumpinu. I thought Subway level cap is 25. Yeah, we've exploited our way in and made all the mobs level 300. No, we haven't. The high level Subway and a high level Temple of the Three Winds. 2 new dungeons this year. New dungeons with new loot. Look at this sword. That's from the new high-level Temple of the Three Winds. You've got to be 201 to enter. And some of the loot is very nice. It's gated like, whatchamacallit? Biomare. I hope they do Biomare next. That would be awesome. They may not. They may not do another one ever. I don't know. But it would be really cool if they did. I think a high-level version of Biomare could be very cool. Maybe a high-level version of all the old dungeons eventually. Like a 201 version of Steps of Madness. That could be insane. That would be really cool. So yeah, there's a new Temple of the Three Winds instance, which is quite different. Different mobs in there. Some very nice loot. I mean, for two-hand edge, this sword that drops in there is literally about the best there is in game. High B version of the cyborg. Oh yeah, can you imagine? All the old dungeons come back as 201 for endgame stuff. It just means more to do for everybody. I'm trying to imagine what they'd replace, you know, like the items in there with. Could be very cool. Yeah, and because it's gated, like Biomare is these days, you can't blitz to the boss or something. You've got to kill various bosses to get all the way down to the bottom. I think the next natural one to do would probably be... I mean, they've not gone in natural order anyway, because you would have started here, wouldn't you? Because this is the up to 25 dungeon. But they did Temple of the Three Winds, then this one. So there's no guarantee what they may or may not do next. They may not do another one. I don't know. It'd be really cool if they did. That's why I always check the patch notes for the test server, because we were trying this dungeon out on Test Live. You can all go there, even if you're Froob, you can go to Test Live, and go to ICC, there's a robot there called Auto, and he will give you all the XP, levels and items you could possibly want, except like a Mediblade. He needs that on his loot table now. I really hope they do, because it's refreshing to go into an old place that you've not visited on that particular tomb for a very long time. You know, it was the beginning of this tomb's life, was the subway, like day one kind of a deal, you know. We run in, you pick up the boss, everyone else kill the runners. Okay. Yeah, Biomare, Steps of Madness, the cyborg barracks, with some high-Vs in there. Could be a lot of fun. Steps of Madness and the like could take a lot of work though, because there's so much going on in that dungeon. What would chat like to see as a high-level version of a Lobby dungeon? Like a high-level version of... What would be your choice? What would you like to see next? The barracks? Steps of Madness? What would it be? waiting for more slug runners. There's one nearby somewhere. Are we all going to hit on the queen now? We're all on the queen now. Take it down. Bok hackers. What? What do you mean bok hackers? Gamble? High level outdoor merch raid. Technically isn't the merch raid high level because they're already level 300, aren't they? So with humongous amounts of HP, although it can be soloed by a single paid player now, just due to power creep, but yeah, high level version of it could be interesting. But the way these new high levels work is they've got to be instanced, otherwise they'd just be boxed. Yeah, I mean, they got around people boxing a couple of the bosses in here by proximity effects and things like that. Or upgrade items like POH where you need... Ah, right, the upgrade, yes. So like the upgraded Bok and everything is... I still need to go to a beast raid to get the original Bok and then go do POH and get the parts to upgrade it. Yeah, that could do it. That could be a thing. If you look at... I mean, this space here, these rings could hold something, and that's never had anything put in it, but it's obviously a playfield that's there. There's a few other places like that as well. So like, if they actually populated this, I mean, there's something going on there, like a base of some kind and a road. So, you know, if this was made into a new area with new stuff in it, a high level version of that, that could be really cool. I don't think there's any more really on that. I mean, there's all this area, but I don't think that, like this with the huge river, that could be extended, couldn't it? You know, the longest road could actually go and carry on over here, but the obvious spot, I think, is still this one here, in between, well, North and Avalon, and north of Old Athens. I mean, there's definitely something going on there. Quite hard to do this. This indeed. Right, not that. I mean, look, there's some sort of a base going on there. There's a road there and a road coming out there, and you know, that could all be something. Upgraded Smuggler's Den, make Mark 3 of them. Oh yeah. What was it? Decanium? I remember farming it, trying to get it, because everyone was in flowers, and then that armour started dropping in there, and it was like everybody was farming the mobs for it. Decranium or Decanium or Decranium Mark 2, yeah, everybody wanted a piece of that. I think I had a full set on Callus 2 by the end. I don't think it has a helmet or back piece, but yeah, all the other pieces. Yeah, it was Flowers and Primus, then that stuff, then Carb armour. Carb was really popular, and you needed, at one time you had to have the soft shape thing. Badonis. That dropped in from Inferno diners, still does. Badonis was really popular for a while, but after Carb, I can't remember really. I think it was Cass. Right, we've got the augmented mongoose, a one-hand edge, and bit of construction sleeves there. So anybody wants the one-hand edge? I mean, I wouldn't mind it on my Adby. He's got one of them. But, like I say, I don't really play him. I can picture the diners you kill for it. It's surrounded by Hothians and stuff, but they drop it. I always tended to get shoulder pads and sleeves off them as well. Does anybody want the one-hand edge? Anybody? Okay, I'm really quickly, before we... Are we already fighting? Okay. I was going to say, let me just go and get my Adby and run in and get that, then he's got a pair of them. Right, I shall log to the adventurer. Just so he's got a matching pair. I think they're slightly better than the ones... Oh, God. Yeah, the beast hatreds. What about upgraded Shadowlands faction bosses? Make faction relevant again and maybe upgrade the chosen armor. Oh, that could be a thing. That could definitely be a thing. There he is. There's the old boy. Yes, he's old enough to drive and what have you. Claimed already. I really want that, but I'm not sure which tune I want it on. Yeah, it's got one. It's not unique, is it? Nope, just no drop. Okay. No, I was running to the wrong dungeon. Let's get inside, away from the frame rate. It's ICC, where frame rates go to die. And, in case you're wondering, I'm going to type /Born. There you go. December the 1st, at a little 9:15. 2001. My first reroll. Played 374 days, 19 hours, 8 minutes and 43 seconds, and I've not really played him since 18.7. And like I say, it has a no name. I can't even remember what it was. It was a buff or a perk that doesn't exist anymore, and I've got a bank full of the crap like that. Yay! No idea how to play him anymore, except I can. Probably doesn't have any of his buffs right, or whatever. Yep, there you go, doesn't matter. I forgot to heal. What a noob. Oh well. Quick wave out. Chat less, loot more, samurai. Yeah. I don't think his gear's up to snuff. Yeah, he's like hasn't got a left wrist or a finger there. He's only got a defense paragon, beaters. What back arm has he got? That, and he probably wasn't buffed either, so yeah. There you go. You got those. One day I will put him back together. Oh, kicked me out beforehand. So I'll come back on the keeper, or up to you guys in team. What do you want? Do you want another Emph soldier? An Atrox keeper is actually not as good. Fixer, Shade, Krat, NT, Engie, Agent, Trader, really crap MP, or this one. stay on the keeper that's good. Yeah. There we go, and I am back and on looking for team. It's almost your new main. I do like it. I do like playing it. It's just so useful in teams and raids and such. Keeper just is one of the you should probably take one with you. Whereas my old keeper doesn't feel as good to play, being honest. I don't know why. They just don't. And mainly the time logged in that he has, you're in combat. Most of his play time is just doing lots and lots of 12-mans. Just, because why not? He did lots of 12-mans because I was farming beta spirits. So at the end of every raid, it would be... I just bid on spirits all, because you need lots of them for upgrading your quality 300 alphas once you've made them. Yes, spirits are quite a bit more complicated to get done than doing betas and alphas and such. Pure DD, yeah, like my NT's really good. But unless, like, you just want to get stuff killed. Crystal Void. Good day, Carlos. Good day, Crystal Void. Everyone say hi. Crystal Void has joined the chat. And Vulpu. Hey, Vulpu. Everyone say hi, Vulpu. Vulpu has joined the chat. Am I down? It's too bloody dark. Nope. Doing it wrong. Okay. As ready. If you want to make DD, you make an Engie or a Krat. They whistle over NTs and shades. Oh, really? I don't think mine does, being honest with you. I'm pretty sure my shade and NT do a lot more than my Engie. Definitely more than my Krat. But for teams and stuff, they're definitely more desirable. I like playing the NT. I mean, with all the buffs and perks on the crap pets, yeah, they are kind of nuts, but... Okay, yes, SL well. Yeah, there's definitely a bit of that. If I go soloing diners in Inferno, I go on a shade. Just saying. I mean, I might log into my crat just to go and like mez an entire area and then log the shade to pull the mob I want out. I do that sometimes as well if I am farming. If I'm farming on Rubicar though, I tend to use the NT. I'm just like kaboom, 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 and yep. Fast attack buff yet again. So who is the current DD leader? Are we saying in Shadowlands? In the Shadowlands, that's the one. Alien sectors with a good well, if you've got a good enforcer and a good NT, then NT. No, not even close, Mihalik. Not even close, because you can actually use Master Blaster's Cataclysm with a good, but you do need a very good enforcer to tight ball the mobs. Otherwise, no. Not talking volcanic eruption. Master Blasters is just nuts in there if you've got a good enough NT. I can show you a video clip of it, and the amount of damage they actually do is monumental, because they're hitting like 30-40 mobs for 10k in one go. It's during the Let's Build Another Tune playthrough. I can't remember what episode. We still outdid a lot of people, and Rob was there. And you know what Rob's tunes are like. So I wasn't competing with chumps. Thrash DD is utterly irrelevant in APS. Okay. At the end of the day, it really depends what you enjoy playing. And I really enjoyed playing NT all the way through, beginning to end. Probably the tune I found the easiest to level solo, mainly due to how brilliant they are at kiting. They were quite good for farming spirits as well. You know, just go down to the bottom of a spirit room in a dungeon, in a temple, and just like kaboom, 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 jumping over walls and mucking about like that. Well, if your pet holds the aggro, yeah, because you can out-heal anything. That's the thing I noticed with it. The single heal, I can't remember what is it called? There's a single heal, but I can't remember the name of it. That is extremely powerful. You can't heal that well on a dock or MA or anything. You can only heal your own pet. It's a hell of a heal, and it's because its recharge is so damn small. It's so fast. It's pretty impressive. I can't remember the name. Master of Repairs, no. I might have to log my Engie to find out. Oh, I could probably look it up on AO items. That's the trouble when you play every class and you don't log them in all the time. You forget stuff, like specifics. Like I know how to play my Engie, but My God, they've got a lot of pets. There's too many pet nanos. Ferengi. Master's Repairs, yeah, I think that's the one. 10% of health. So if you trim your pet for a ton of health, yeah, and defense, as long as you can get it to hold aggro, that 10% heal is a lot. More than one way to do anything in game, so. For example, if you know you really like playing a dock, you probably can solo just about anything that is possible to solo. It just takes longer. Vita Optics Gaming. Yo, hope AO is treating you well. It always has, even when it doesn't. Engium crap pets are massively overworked. They are a little bit, yeah. I like Keeper a lot better than I used to. Definitely. I'm really glad that I did make this Keeper. You know, the reasons I did it was not because I really wanted to play Keeper again, but I'm really glad that I did. Because I just found a class that's really solid solo. Possibly a little boring to play, but ideal for streams because I'm in a raid and all the buffs are kind of like because they're AoE for the whole team. I'm not having to directly heal and stuff, things like that. It is pretty cool to play for streams like a Shade. I can't type a conversation to anybody when I'm playing a Shade because you're just constantly hammering at key presses for all your perks. Has someone not done the Sheol quest on their bloody Engie? Is that why the chicken is very large? How long have you been streaming? AO? What, today? Or ever? Someone needs their Sheol quests. You find a lobby that needs them and just sit them at the porthole and run through it for them. How long was streamed? I think the first time I ever streamed it was 2007. I tried a stream. It didn't really work that well. I didn't have the internet connection for it. Doing it on a regular basis. I started in June, really. I did a couple of streams last year. And that was it. But yeah, really, I only started doing that. But I've been making videos about AO on YouTube for about 5 years. Yeah, 2015. Pretty much started with that. With the 18.7, which was a massive change, or slew of changes to the game. So yeah. I've seen you pop up from time to time and wanted to stop by. You're very welcome, and I'm glad you came. Yeah, I like streaming and teaming with people who sort of seems to become a bit of a core of people that can make it, like Savic. who's just awesome because she makes this. Sapphic smack through the car. Sapphic is one of the best dock players in the game. I should know. So she's on, and then Mihalik, who is known by various names in game. I think, what are you called on the Discord? Alez, the same as your soldier, isn't it? But yeah, Mihalik has got like a ton of like really awesome tunes, and has a massive amount of game knowledge, mechanics, and tactics and whatnot. And they're always keen to come along and do raids. I think Mihalik's thing is using my streams to teach people how to do bloody raids properly. They need to learn. I think that's Mihalik's only motivation. Mihalik farms the top end dungeons as a thing, you know, not far from the truth. Yeah, we used to have a cartoon character back in the 70s. They used to do like public information films, you know, like kids don't play on train tracks, that kind of thing, and they were always like really shocking. Some of them. They had a cartoon one saying "Learn to swim," and it was this sort of like Arnold-esque character, and I always imagine Mihalik being him screaming at regular AO players like, "Learn to bloody raid. It's simple. Listen." Oh yeah, absolutely. Vulpu's just said there that there's not a single day passing without learning something new. Yeah, I do not know everything in Anarchy Online. I know a lot. I know a lot of stuff. Do I know all? No, definitely not. And do you know what? Neither does anybody else. Nobody knows everything in Anarchy Online. Not even the bloody dev team know everything in Anarchy Online. They don't. They've admitted it. They've admitted that some of you probably know more about the mechanics of the game than we do. You know, they've straight up said that because it's been around so long. The people that originally created it aren't involved anymore, mostly, and, you know, don't remember what the hell they were doing at the time. You know, have you ever gone back to a really big RPG game you once played and you've got an old save, you load up the old save and you have no clue how that character you created works or how to do anything with them? It's like that, you know, for them. And then the current devs, well, they were never here for the beginning, so there's a ton of stuff they've never heard of or done or seen or what have you, so, you know. Yeah, the reason I think a high level version of Steps of Madness would be a killer is you think of all the debuffs that you get in there from the mobs anyway. In the, you know, even in the lobby version, unless you're a higher level or well geared for the place, my god, they can't half punish you. Plus they swarm on you as well. Here, no backpacks can be put on shortcut bars. Yes, they can. Just about anything can go on a shortcut bar. I'm trying to think of things that don't. There's not many. I mean, on a couple of my characters, I've got, like on my fixer, I've got a couple of HUDs on there. because I found it was helpful when I was soloing Eel with him and things like that. Because Eel definitely seems to have like a period where he'll do a little bit more damage than usual, and you lose that sort of equilibrium, you know, whilst fighting him, and sometimes you've got to swap out to that until he comes off of it, and then go back to, you know, like that one again. You know, that kind of thing. The problem with Steps of Madness is caves look horrible in this game. They're not great, are they? It doesn't lend itself to curvy surfaces. Although, on the new engine it's a little better. But the lighting is all over the place in there. But it is meant to be. It is deliberate. Especially the light white caves when you're doing a blitzing mission and you're looking for like a little grey-white triangle on the floor when everything else looks exactly the same. That's always pretty hard work to figure out. You move away from the fire. Caves are not pretty in this game. No. I never minded it. Oh, fair enough. Caves. Caves. Newer games did better. Yeah, well, they're newer games. You know. At least they are not, unless model, super reflective rocks. You mean when they add screen space reflections, everything is suddenly wet like that? Because, yeah, that's cool, but it's not coded into the Cal, happy holidays, this is Shifted Santa. I thought it was. Looked at the names. I know this name. I must have just teamed with them before or something. Well, happy holidays to you as well. Merry Christmas or Hanukkah or probably a dozen others. Solstice. It's the solstice today. I don't know, I went in the caves of Drach. Where was that? Was it Tenerife or Mallorca? One of the two. And it full of stalagmites and stalactites. He has dropped gloves, symbiotic nanite gloves, which have 40 to biomatter creation and yada yada yada. Healing efficiency for 4. Ooh, Sav, nice gloves for a doc. I think there, with a bit of healing efficiency. Or MP, trying to get that last couple of points to get their top ruin pet. He did drop the gloves. Yeah, I'll pass on the gloves. Are we gonna tickle Mihalik's cabbage? Is that going to be a thing? Or is it only if only one person wants them? There's no real point in having a loot roll, is there? Yeah, kind of moot point, really. Do you guys want to see what they are on stream? Hang on. Right. So you get 6 and 900s in the ACs, max health 250, max nano 500, then 40 to all nano skills. You get healing efficiency for 4%, it's quite big. Direct nano damage for 2% and nano cost percent -5. Pretty nice, pretty nice. Wouldn't be bad on an NT or anything else, and very easy to equip. Look at this, 210 and 510, and then you only need like 510 in matter creation and 550 intelligence. Really easy to equip for anybody playing a 210 character. So there we go. Matok looted them. Good for you. Okay, which I can't see anything. There's an enormous chicken in the way. Just saying. Someone needs to do the Sheol quests. I know we're horrible, overly long-winded with lots of busy work, but... Oh, was it under the overlay again? Yeah. Hang on, let me... I'll open a thing and... I'm with you. That's a little better. No? And hi, Rello. Rello has joined the chat. Everyone say hi to Rello. Thanks for coming along. Nice to see you. Hoarding nano skills. Snaring on Theo better. Does take a little while to get through all these buggers, but I'm standing right where Mihalik is. Aggro there, yes I was. I think Rothy Crat is having a bit of a AI city raid there. I missed the Team Age, but there were new episodes from his Dark Materials. Oh yeah, I know. I'm waiting until they're all up, and then I'm just gonna like whole day, whole thing. I was slightly worried about the show with 2020 being 2020. I thought, oh god, if they've got to hold off for a year, the kid's gonna suddenly. Like on Stranger Things now, when they come back, it's going to be weird. It's going to look like years later because they've all had that growth spurt, etc. It's kind of scary. I'm just glad that Chopper's still in it. That's all I'm saying. Chopper, I can't remember his name. Big guy. He's the latest guy to play Hellboy. And good as he was, there's only one roll, so but yeah, looking forward to that. But like a lot of things, they can't make it. They can't film the film. Unfortunately, that's the way it is. But yeah, his Dark Materials is it's interesting. Really weird, but it is interesting. By the way, keep an eye on your NCU. These mobs can remove your HP bar. Super happy fun times when that happens. Super happy fun times, everyone. We are doing Le Spider. It's time for the spiderness. Yes, the spider stuns. The game sound is a bit high, is it? Okay. And we'll just do that for now. It could be I'm a bit quiet, I don't know. I can make myself a lot louder, but I'd start clipping if I did, so. I mean, I can, but it'll be super compressed. I want to throw a snowball at it, but it won't let me. How are the levels for everybody else? Can you hear me okay over the game, etc.? Sounds great to you. Okay, well I'll leave it lower, as long as you can actually hear it. Locks sound is clear and at a comfortable level. Well, that's what we're going for, really. You know. And like I say, I'm going through a mixing desk, so I could add oodles more, but I'm not convinced that's the right thing to do. I mean, I could put it through so I was at, 0.1 of a dB from clipping through a heavy compressor, but I'm not sure that's the way to go, really. So what we really want, I mean, you see, I can't hear what you're hearing because you're hearing it over the stream and I'm not. Oh, someone else. Ding. Do you feel the core of your being shift as the source makes room for a divine presence? What? Says me Claude? Says me Claude has reached enlightenment. Congrats, we have. Ooh, Mark of the Bloodless. 500 ACs, crit decrease 3, healing efficiency 5, heal reactivity 5. Max health, max nano for 200, nano cost -5, all death for 20. Right arm, left arm. Interesting. And another ding. You feel the core of your being shift as the source makes room for a divine presence. Dr. Fow has reached enlightenment. Dr. Fauci, yeah. See, Dr. Fow. DRFAU. Is that not a no? Is that Dr. Oh, it is Dr. Fauci. I need to change my font or increase my font size. Named after Anthony Fauci, I presume. Yeah, Dr. Fauci. He's on the new team or something, isn't he? It's probably a good idea. Put the best doctor in the country. Make him the official best doctor guy in the country. I don't know. Sounds like a good idea to me. Right, so is anybody wanting anything, or are we moving on? Are we grabbing a quick drink at this juncture? Not far to go, actually, is it? We've only got Virgil and the Melvins, and then main boss. Cabbage net, while you guys sort that out, I am going to go make myself a cup of tea. We're rolling it in your cabbage. Right. I'll be back in a minute. And everybody's moved on without me. Right. Back to the live screen. Ooh, another ding. You feel the core of your being shift as the source makes room for a divine presence. Culmination has reached enlightenment. Congrats. Anyone in chat knows what the sleeve usually goes on sale for. Oh god. We're there already, are we? Fox has figured out how to do this instance, except humanities, so prices went down. Yeah, I suppose. It does make sense once you got enough people doing it and competing. Looks like it's 2:20 ding evening today. Rello, yup, it's me. What? Are you... Are you dinging on other tunes elsewhere? That would not surprise me. Oh, he was asking if you were on the angle. Right, okay. I missed the thread of the chat, obviously. By the way, I would love to do an Advi only, Humanities only run, or maybe just one. That would be interesting, I think, but I don't know how to do them anyway. We got him about halfway, I think, but that was on test live, I think. And he was like a whole evening trying to figure out how to kill him, you know. So. The only thing is, he doesn't drop anything that the other bosses don't drop already. So he probably doesn't get killed all that often compared to the other mobs, because the other mobs are a lot easier to deal with. Yeah, we tried. I even came in with an Advi doing it, return to form. I was trying to return like the healer to form and the tank to form, but I was getting mezzed and stunned myself. So yeah, it was pretty... it was a lot of work. I think we were all a bit weary after fighting him for so long. If he dropped something unique that only he dropped, then he'd probably get killed more often. But apparently, no, he just dropped pretty much the same sort of stuff that most of the first floor and second floor mobs actually drop, so there it is. But he is a challenge, yes. absolutely. I'm not sure about the viability of doing it ADV only either. I think you do need that dock healing, etc. Not sure. Oh, a nice cup of tea. You can't beat it. You really can't. It's all about the FA ADV pistol. Don't know how many which have it yet. Full auto ADV pistol. Mine doesn't, he's melee. So he drops a full auto pistol. That is interesting. Yeah, suddenly having FA again. I mean, when you get MVs on a fixer, they go from averagey to wow. Yeah, my ADV's been melee for most of his sort of life. Crystal Void makes note to level fixer and get envies. They're a good class. Solo. They're solid soloers, the best blitzers probably, with the utility of, you know, running all the way to the bottom of a mission, looting the item and just going beep back in the grid, you know. Still running a CSMG. A CSMG. Couple of pointers in team chat. Okay, what are we doing different? Don't push DD on the boss, just auto attack. No perks, no specials, except Emph. He does whatever he wants. Okay. Alright. He just spawns the ads faster if you take him down too quick. Okay. Just auto attack on him. I can't. I had Syndicate Messenger Gun. I had before I had the MVs, but the MVs absolutely. There's no question. They absolutely. I mean, MVs are so good. I put them on my soldier because I decided I wanted a PVM soldier, so I put MVs on him, and he is. And now I need to swap one for a diamond line kick. A perfected diamond line kick pistol. It's just having to do the IP resets to do one of the build stages for the weapon itself. Wasn't too bad to do it on the trader, but has been in. Yeah, I think I had a Syndicate. Then I swapped the Syndicate for Kryzor, or whatever it's actually pronounced, an alien single-handed SMG, and an OFAB one. But honestly, I would say don't bother all the time and effort farming the VP to get a decent OFAB SMG single-handed one. Because even when you get it and you get full auto on it, all the way up before you make it two-handed, the FA recycle is pitiful. It's like you'd be lucky to do more than one a minute on most. And then suddenly you get MVs and you're down to sub 20 seconds pretty much as soon as you can equip it. Yeah, the 1 minute FA is like, you go, yes, F full auto, yes, I'll do one on the next mob. You know, because you can't do it on 2 mobs. You can't do 2 on the same mob usually. Then you're getting it less than every 20 seconds straight away on an MV, even all the way down to, you know, I think I'm about 15 seconds on my fixer. Hasn't got to, if he was Atrox, I could maybe get it down as far as 11. Is it 11 seconds is the cap? Maybe. She's still saved in the SL starter zone. It'll be fun getting her to 220. Yeah, that could be. Could be. Yeah, Ratter in the right hand and Envy in the left. And when you equip it, put the Ratter on first. Take any burst icon off your hotbar. Log off. When you log back in, put the burst back on the hotbar. Go shoot something with it, with a burst. Log off. Then equip the MV. What that will do is you will always fire burst from the Ratter, but you will only obviously full auto from the MV. What it means is instead of using burst and full auto from the MV, you'll spend much less time reloading. I think it was Nemra that told me about that one. How the hell he figured it out, I don't know, but I think via, you know, he did it accidentally to begin with. So I'll go through that again. You put the Ratter on first, burst with it, log off, then put the MV on, and it should only then ever use the burst from the Ratter and not from the MV, so the MV isn't constantly reloading, because that will drop your damage slightly if you're constantly reloading. Yeah, if you use the keyboard key or a hotbar, either. If you do it with only the Ratter on and then log off, when you log back on and put the MV on, it will carry on only bursting with the Ratter. So you spend much less time having to reload. Reading chat. Smiling Petal. Hello. Hello, Smiling Petal. Welcome to the stream. Everyone say hi to Smiling Petal. I have one envy, but the FA sucks. It doesn't. What do you mean it sucks? Like what? It takes too long? Or? What, have you put it on? Like an Adri or something? Or? My God, it's dark in here. We're gonna go blue. Yeah, I think the blue's a bit... Is it always this dark in this room? Seems a bit dark. Nope, doesn't help. Thought it might help, but no. Log op effects of Vull push on my way to the punching bag. Yeah, the only thing with punching bags, they've got no ACs. The only thing I don't like about them. Oh, sounds like a tower dying, that. A clunk sound. Yes, the only perk I'm using is a healing one. And it doesn't heal for much, but it does heal. Yeah, the only reason I can imagine anyone thinking the full auto on an Envy is poor is the full auto skill is low. I don't know. Because otherwise it's excellent. He's having a proper old run around his Virgil. Uh-oh. Oh dear. We just lost the dock, and we just lost half the team. Emp and Doc are down. It's not a great look. Yep. Oh, spinny death. Spinny death. The call in Synergy Factor. That's kind of awesome. Oh, have I just... Oh, it did work. Thank you. The beacon worked. Little late there, beacon. Little bit late. Just saying. Yeah, the crap init debuffs are quite a lot easier to land. Quite a lot easier. On my screen it looked like we lost the tank first, then the dock. Heal hate from the boss there. Okay, let's throw that on and try and res. No. Okay, de-rest. I mean, if they really wanted to make that quicker, one hit rebuff would be nice. Just saying. Smiling Petal, I believe in everyone, you can beat him. We have beaten him several times. I have no doubt we can beat him. we're using slightly different tactics than we normally do. Paulicus, welcome to the stream. Everyone say hi to Paulicus. He's come to join us in the chat. And he gets that first thing because he was one of the first ever subscribers to the channel. I think it only lets you have like 15, and then, you know. Anyway, we only died. It's not like it's, you know, a bad thing or something. You're only dead. What are you worried about? Death is good for the stream, said that GS guy. Scott said that, did he? People want, yeah, well, it's like the Let's Build series. Every tune is somebody wanting to see me suffer. Right, let's make it first, from the very first one. Right, make a Atrox crap. Really, and it works. Works rather well, actually. There you are. First 10 on affiliate, 25 for partners. Oh, right. Okay. I'll probably never get to even applying for partner. You need like 75 people watching your streams on average, and all kinds of other sort of stuff. So, yeah, the hitting partners is quite a big deal. I mean, saying that, I know another streamer who regularly has like 80, 90 people watching their stream. They've got like 5,000 followers and like 300 subscribers. Still can't get partner. So it's like, what? Yeah. The only person I know that's come along and done it very quickly lately that I know of, is Internet Historian. But, you know, he already had over 1 million YouTube subscribers, etc. So coming to Twitch, they just follow you, don't they, essentially? It's kind of what happened for him there. I mean, he even says, you know, don't subscribe. It's a waste of time subscribing or donating. I'll just waste it. I'll waste the money on pointless stuff or something, he puts. His streams are pretty funny, though, because he always goes and raids some completely unknown or, you know, like a small-time streamer like me. And it's quite often they've no idea who he is. So it's pretty funny. But now he gets like, oh God, thousands of people watching his streams at any one moment. So I think he went straight to affiliate pretty quick, partner very quickly. I don't know. I think it was fairly quick anyway. Yeah. I mean, even doing the fashion show, I don't think we had over much more than 100 people watching that, and we were giving away a lot of stuff. Scott gets quite a few, but he's great. He's giving away graces and AI armor, and you know, so that's a lot of work to do all that. It really is. He is working hard there. You know, so that does build an audience in that respect. Ogre 699. Waff. There. Broken keyboard. Yeah, we did the fashion show. That was awesome. Yeah. I was guessing that's what you meant. Someone sent me a bloody message before. And it just went, "Hi, sir." And I was like, okay. And I just sent them a smile back and I said, "May I ask a question about you?" I said, "Yeah." And they put, "I want back a game, but I don't have anything. Did you know someone selling money on game junior site chats hi?" I just put question mark and then they've just put, sorry. No idea. If they were asking me to recommend a third-party site selling in-game currency, I am certainly not going to be doing that. No. Soju! Soju. I've been corrected. It's Soju. Yes. Soju is here, everyone. Say hi. It's Soju. I got that message asking where. Yeah, not a question you want to answer on a stream or anything. I'm sure if he logs in to ICC, he'll find it all out for himself. That's all I'll say. Yeah, buy a bloody Grace. Go buy a Grace, sell it on GMI. You'll get what are they going for these days? Last week it was like 14 billion credits. You can kit a tune out pretty bloody well with 14 billion. Just don't pay for levels. Just, go teaming. Get them yourself. You got 17 billion for a Grace last night. There you go. You can't tell me you can't gear a tune fairly well for that. Purify. Yes, I have Purify. AoE. Taunt 10,000. Yeah, I can. I bought a full set of quality 300cc, 2 Devilos ring sets. Is that Suju? Yeah, it's Suju. Everyone say hi to Suju. Their Twitch channel and Twitch handle is Suju Says. Yeah, I did when I saw that we'd lost Savic's dock, I went and hit that, thinking, well, it'll save rebuffing. It still got me before it fired. There you go. Some nice friendly banter in the chat for Soju. Is it Soju or Suju? Like, someone help me out. I'm sure you've told me as well. I'm just terrible at remembering things like that. And we spent, 4 hours doing a fashion show, or 2 hours doing a fashion show, and I still can't bloody remember how to pronounce names. Soju. Okay. A custom Soju smiley face. Yes, you get one here as well. You get, well, it's not smiling. It's me when I still had long hair and without my winter beard. You giggle. Yeah, you should hear the ones I get. I get Carlos with the R, Kalos, spelt correctly but pronounced wrong. I don't know where they get Kalos from. Kalos with any number of L's and S's. Even in chat, I come into chat and they can see my name in chat and I say, hi, you've heard Kalos many times. He's the ancient Klingon dude. Mind you, the way I look these days, you could be forgiven. I look like an old Klingon, yeah. Yeah, Carl S, we've had that with an E. And yeah, it's amazing the amount of variations. Kalis, yeah. I've actually been. I went into somebody's chat and on the chat they went, "Oh, everyone, it's Kalos." I was like, "Is it? Where? Who's that then? Who the hell is Kalos? Kalos? Yeah, it is, isn't it? Didn't in TNG? Didn't they? Somebody cloned him, and filled him with all the writings of Kalos. And he ended up becoming the spiritual leader of the Klingons, but not the actual leader. It was the guy that makes the wide eyes, Gowron, ended up being the leader. That's kind of how I remember it being left then. It's all different in Discovery, but Discovery is before that, so I am enjoying Discovery. The first series, a little bit wobbly. Second series was pretty good long, overreaching story arc. Pretty decent character development, and then this third season's been awesome. Really enjoyed it. The first successful human becoming a Trill and everything. It's pretty cool. And everyone goes, no, they're not the first. They're not the first because Riker had one. Yeah, he had one for like 2 days and nearly died. This is the first, like, successful one. Like K-less. I know it's K-less. But I get, K-loss. And then, yeah, sometimes people actually get it right. Most people just abbreviate to a single syllable and go for Cal, which is fine, and I do respond to it naturally because that's how my name sounds. When you say it in, if you've got the accent from round where I live in North Wales, that's generally how people pronounce my name anyway. So when people say Cal, I go, yeah. What was the other one? Oh, someone pronounced it Kalios. I thought that was pretty good. The name Crystal Void translates to Thai kill in a fictional language. I started using Crystal because everybody was calling me Thai, and that gets confusing in open channels when people are tanking each other. Talking to each other? Or, don't know. What's weird is people with more complicated names, multiple syllables and stuff, people tend to get their names right. Okay, I'm going to go for defensive hood. Wait for the white. Okay. I think I might have snagged a bit of white there. There was another guy. It seemed like a really decent sort of bloke. Exalted Anthema. And most people could get his name right. Has he done a bunk? Has he run off to the other corridor? He has, hasn't he? Yeah, don't go blindly running after him through the doors, because he tends to put that blue-white malarkey all over everybody. And you run through the door, into it, and regret it instantly. That AoE is definitely hitting harder than it used to. It didn't used to hit that hard. It barely would hit at all. I have many doppelgangers. And we've lost Savik. Damn. What was going on there then? We've beaten this guy many times before. So what's happening? Is anything different happening? I did call Savik Savik in the video, and I said, this guy called Savik has made a map. I got told off. Savik was going, actually, I'm a her, thank you very much. And I was like, oh, sorry, and it's Savik. Sorry, very sorry, but your map is awesome. Yeah, just being old and assuming that everyone that plays the game is in fact some, nerdy bloke. I think that became my de facto, I know, Yumi Himi, I'm wrong. It was just my de facto way of just mentally blocking, like bikini beggars. Players that would, make a pretty Solitus tune and then put her in some skimpy bikini and then walk around going, hi, I'm real life girl, please can you help me? Trying to appeal to the caveman, in all men kind of thing. And it just became my mental, right, just assume everyone's some spotty bloke like the one in South Park, with sat behind there with the wristband on from RSI or something like that. So I just imagined every player as that until they proved different, and then it just keeps you away from drama. So we're having a bit of relogging here. We're having a bit of a change out on the team. Changing out the team build. So I'm going to swap Enforcer and bring in MP for this part. Been quite lucky with the respawn on the bridge there so far. So yes, bit of a swap. Cold Bloom, I was debuffing like a magician. Penn and Teller. He's lost a lot of weight as well. Whichever one is which, I can never remember. But I do like their act. I like their. They had another show called Foolers, where, you know, people would come on as a magician and have to sort of like entertain them, you know, and see if they couldn't spot, you know, the trick they'd used or not. And if they couldn't spot it, they won a prize or something. It was pretty good. It wasn't mean spirited in any way. It was really cool. And why is it so damn dark in this place? It's not usually dark, is it? That makes it easier to see what's happening, but it usually also means choppy frame rates. I'll leave it on for now, just because. More than anything, that shaded adds ambient occlusion. Try sunlight. It could be. Yeah, a little brighter, isn't it? Yeah, okay. A bit better for the stream. You want moody light for the win. Okay. Hang on. That's as moody, I think, as you get. Pandemonium. Very red, that. Penumbra light. Underwater light. Basic Shadowlands light. Ruby car light. That's none at all, but doesn't quite work. It's like these aren't actual light sources. Let's have a look under the hood. What's going on? Yeah, they're not a light source. You can see where all the various lights are bouncing around the room, and that's the thing. Can't play like that because you can't see the GUI, so. Well, hopefully he's put... If you're watching the stream, just put Kalos on there so we can find the MP. It's like with Irwin. I always call him Irwin, but I don't know if that's how he pronounces his name. But he's never said, actually, that's not how you pronounce my name. Mind you, where I used to work, I was a manager in a Maplin once as a day job. It was quite a cool place to work if you like electronics and gadgets and stuff. Kind of like Radio Shack, I suppose, in America. In fact, they bought up the Radio Shack operation in the UK, turned them all into Maplins, which started off in the beginning of the 70s, in fact. Anyway, this old radio amateur used to come in. In fact, a lot of them did. And they were like proper old boys, you know. He used to come in and like he had like 3 different pairs of glasses in his pocket. Like my seeing glasses, my reading glasses, and my looking glasses. He needed one pair for everything. And he couldn't read my name badge. And I worked there for like 6 years. And the first time I came in, he misread my badge, which was printed, by the way. It wasn't handwriting. It was printed, pretty bold letters. And he came in and he read it. And it's Carl. And he goes, Colin. And he called me Colin for 6 years. And I just never told him. And I saw him about 3 weeks ago. And he saw me and I went, hiya. And he looked like that. And I went, it's Colin from Maplin. And he went, oh, hiya, Colin. I just thought, you know, it doesn't matter. You know, that's one of those, let sleeping dogs lie. Oh, it was great. You know, especially for someone like me, who's always, you know, messing around and tinkering with stuff. Plus, I repair amplifiers and guitars and stuff, you know, as a bit of a sideline. And obviously 2020, been doing virtually none of that because nobody's going out and playing any gigs, so the stuff just isn't getting used. What have I got running that I don't need? For the love of God, I do not need Soothing Calm. It's like, however many streams I've done, I mention I don't need Soothing Calm. Once I've buffed, I'm buffed. Please, no more Soothing Calm. Name of next build tune, Colin 2. Yep, that's it. He's going to be called Colin. I'll bet you money Colin's taken, though. Colin 2, yeah. That does make sense when you think about it, honestly. 6 years he called me the wrong name, so when I saw him again, and bear in mind, I ain't worked there for 8 years, and I saw him and I was just like pleased. Oh, an old boy, you know, and he's still around, good, you know. And I waved and he sort of like, I could see him squinting at me, like probably half, like probably have the wrong glasses on, and the other half was like, didn't quite recognise me, you know. And I went, it's Colin from Maplin. And he went, oh, Colin, how are you? Because like every time he came in going, I've got this Zener diode, which is an electronic component you can fit under a fingernail very comfortably and not even know it's there. And it's got like up to 12 digits, like code number of what it actually is printed on it. So you need 20/20 vision or a magnifying glass to actually to see the damn thing. And he'd come in and what have you got one of these? I can't read that, you know. Yes, I helped him out a lot. And the Zener diodes are weird. Normal diodes only let current flow one way. A Zener diode kind of lets it trickle back. It's incredibly useful in certain circuits, but yeah, more and more now with electronics though. There's nothing a human being can work on anymore, you know, other than the big stuff on the board. Everything's all inside one IC or so tiny surface mount stuff that it's physically near impossible to work on. So it's only stuff like valve amps and things like that people still use, you know, for guitars and such, that need servicing and repair anymore. So thankfully, there's people like me that understand those circuits, etc., and can, you know, service and repair them. But more and more, the emulators are getting so good now, but they're not perfect. They're still not perfect. I mean, Joe Bloggs is never going to notice the difference, but normal diodes, no, unless they're arranged in a rectifier pattern with 4 of them. But then electrolytic capacitors don't have any reverse bleed on them either. I mean, on a quantum level, yes, but on a quantum level, electronic circuits can't possibly work because electricity is taken to flow in a certain direction for a circuit to work. But it's an exchange. It's energy's transferring back and forward. Like most people think lightning strikes down from the sky, but it's actually the Earth striking the cloud is the direction of the energy. Yes, I know, mind blown, but we now have cameras that are good enough that can capture that happening. So you get traces coming down from the cloud and little traces coming up from the ground, but then the bolt itself physically, you can see it on super high speed cameras now. The bolt does travel upward to the cloud because the energy is leaving the Earth and equalising the cloud is how it actually works. It's kind of weird. Anyway, yeah, there's always reverse flow in any circuit, you know, strictly speaking, but not enough to make any difference. Otherwise your CPU couldn't possibly work in your computer, but it does. Yeah, you can get what they call sheet lightning, but lightning is always in fact forked. It's always spinally. It's just that it looks like a flat sheet because it's inside a cloud, so it's obscured. You know, like a lampshade. You know those cheap paper lampshades you get as a student with the little rings of metal in, and it kind of, you buy it and it's flat, and you pull it and it becomes like a spheroid. You put it over a bare light bulb. Yeah, one of them. It's that sort of effect, so it diffuses the light itself. And you do get thunder snow as well, so a cloud can be snowing and have lightning going on. It's not as common, but it does happen. In fact, all rain starts off as snow, and it's only if it's warm enough that it melts and lands as rain. And in certain circumstances, it starts as snow, melts, and then hits a second bracket of air which is colder again than it was when it melted, and it refreezes and becomes hail. It's a little brighter now with the ray tracing on and everything else. I'm waiting for the nasty blue to go. So there we go. Physics with Kalos on a Monday. It's like being in school. I think the best way to understand electricity in valve amps is voltage goes one way, ampage goes the other. This is the best way to explain it, but the difference is with the way you get like the overdriven guitar sounds in valve amps, and why valves sound and feel, they definitely feel different. They make your guitar feel, if it's incorrectly capacitated, it can make your guitar feel like it's sticky and sluggish. It's really, it's that biofeedback thing. But yeah, a well set up valve amp makes your guitar feel sleek and fast. It's so weird. But it's to do with, if you can imagine the waveform, let's imagine a guitar making a sound is a sine wave, which obviously it isn't, but for the sake of explanation. So it's a perfectly smooth S shape. As it approaches the clipping point, so the top of the chart, let's say, or you know, the positive or negative rail, as it reaches that point, what happens in a valve amp is, because it's inefficient, instead of forming a square wave, it remains curved. If you put an oscilloscope on and watch, it actually remains a curve like a sine wave does on an oscilloscope. So instead of getting these extra harmonics that were never there added to the tone, then what happens is the other harmonics within the sound, so you've got the fundamental, the fifth, and various other 7 other harmonics all happening at once in the sound of a guitar string. When all of those happen, the harmonics that are like the subordinate harmonics start moving up to becoming nearly the same volume as the original tone. So its overall clipping is quite different and more musical sounding, which is why guitar players still use valve amps. But they're getting better at emulating that within digital processes, but it's still not perfect. Because when you digitize sound, it's like putting a piece of paper through a shredder and then removing every other strip. It's still there, but there's bits missing, and the bits are noise. The bits that aren't there you perceive as noise. It's kind of weird. Most people couldn't tell the difference, I don't think. If you play nothing but valve amps for a long time and then try a transistor amp, you hear it immediately. You feel it immediately as well. And the way a guitar will jump into, go from the fundamental to one of its harmonics very, very quickly, like Van Halen, you know, dun, you know, that kind of thing, is where the fundamental becomes buried by one of the harmonics, is much easier to do and much more musical sounding with a valve amplifier. It only actually needs to be the preamp that's doing it. I mean, you can put too few volts into the circuit and you get a different sound entirely. If you do that with a digital circuit, it just stops working, you know. So like, a lot of people chasing after Van Halen's sound, and a lot of it is in how he played, and people go, it's not the hands. Yeah, it bloody is. It's how you're playing that can change it. You can create a wah effect just by how you're playing the instrument, and Van Halen could do that, you know. So, but he used to put his amp on a variac, so we'd be lowering the voltage going into the amp to find a sweet spot where you would get what is referred to in valve amps as sag. And that is where the harder you strum, you get more and more overdrive, but it doesn't get louder. So you're kind of removing more headroom. It's very compressed sounding, but it's very nice. Well, what they did with the first, you know, digitization, which was CDs, was what's the lowest we can make it and still have it be listenable. So when people go, oh, it's fine, it's CD quality. No, that was the lowest they thought they could go before people would just refuse to listen to it. That's the difference. Because I remember CDs coming out, and I remember the discussion going around it in various magazines and papers and articles, and, you know, pre-internet. And what sold CDs was the marketing. Oh, it's digital sound, it's superior. It's like, no, I don't know that it is. I mean, really high quality, high speed, reel-to-reel machines do sound better than CD by a mile. But nowadays, the stuff is recorded in the studio digitally. So once you know, garbage in, garbage out, you can't really change how it sounds if it's recorded digitally. I mean, you can manipulate it, but you can't fundamentally change the information that's there. And we've lost the nth again. I'm going to try this trick. And then I'm going to try and tank him. If I can get him off Savick for 5 seconds. Come on, get off Savick. I just can't do more damage. Trying the taunter. I have no tug power. I can just hope maybe. He just won't get off Sav. He ain't gonna do it. Come on, leave my friend alone. What am I gonna do? Damage him? God, he hates you, Sav. I don't know where all this... Are you using CH? I don't know if that's a trigger for him. My God, he will not get off. I think Sav just went through the white. Oh, survived. I think I'm soaking up some of the damage with the Virgils, but that's about it at the moment. Come on. Leave Savik alone. He's just not going to get off. What did you offend him, Sav? What did you say to him? Your mother darns socks in hell or something? I don't know. Oh, finally! Thank you. Oh, and then Savik dies. Great. And down I go. What is going on with Virgil tonight? We've beaten him I don't know how many times. He's not usually that much of a concern. It's just... Has he been buffed maybe, or... Yeah, and he just would not leave Savik alone. Yeah, we have. We've killed him I don't know how many times. Man, he's getting annoying. He really is. Did you get him down in the end? Oh, well done. Yeah, I mean, I must have hit that about 6 times. I dimashed him. I was running around hitting him with specials and crap loot as well. Well, that's inevitable, isn't it? We have the fight of, the night with Virgil, and then he drops a bunch of crap that nobody wants. That is typical. I wasn't doing anything. Like, literally, I was using Purify only once he started fighting, which is what you told me to do. There's a Dalar. I require buffs. And you always get them. Good old Dalar. Yeah, maybe because of this strategy of not going all out DD. Yeah, normally we're all trying to... Oh, you wanted me to use it throughout the fight. Oh, right. I misunderstood. My bad. Can I? Yep, I can. Yeah, I've never had the issue with him being like that before, though. You know, just totally refusing. He obviously does not wipe his hate list. If we do that again with a Krat in the team, I think they should last minutes on him to clear his aggro. Clear his table. If that still works. It used to. Or use a mez pet on him. Just to get him to clear his aggro. Even though he'll regen a little bit. Yeah, last minute will calm him. But then I could have run in and broke the calm. Started spanking him and started a fresh list. Ooh, don't jump in here. You probably go through a building. Oh, I thought I'd gone down. Move closer? Closer than... what? Stupid game. Oh my god, worst game ever. Take it off PlayStation. Storefront. Yeah, I got him onto me, but sadly, still died. Stuttering a bit on the stream. Okay. No more global. There's talk of a class action suit now. Yeah, talk. You know why there was a class action the first time? Because Bethesda refused refunds. Do you know why it got taken off the store? Because CD Projekt Red offered refunds immediately. The talk of a class action lawsuit is waffle. Total, utter waffle. You can't sue someone for not giving you money if they are offering to give you your money back. So the class action lawsuit is complete and utter twonk. Utter twonk. It's drama, stacked on drama, on the back of a very wobbly bandwagon that people are jumping on. It's crap. We're going to sue you. They sued Bethesda because Bethesda refused refunds and did it very rudely and very badly and lost a lot of face doing it. As soon as people were complaining on consoles, CD Projekt Red said, oh my god, that's terrible. And they said, the Sony store won't refund. And they said, contact us directly, we'll refund you, and then go and talk to Sony about it after the fact. Right? No, there's no case. There's no standing. You can't sue. Class action just means a bunch of people paying the fee. Yeah, class action, Karen, there's nothing to try. There's no case to be heard. I want a refund. Yes, please have a refund. We have no problem. We'll give you a complete and full refund immediately. Well, I want a class action. For what? They're giving you the refund straight away. No questions. If you're not happy, we'll refund you. That's what they said. That's what they're doing. Sony didn't want them to give refunds because Sony don't give refunds. They try and keep the money internalised. They go, well, we'll give you credit on the store so you'll spend the money elsewhere. And CD Projekt Red went round Sony and Microsoft and said, no, we will refund you. We'll take it from our own accounts. Just give us all the details, and then we will go after Microsoft and Sony to recoup the money. But you'll get your money back immediately. We'd rather do that if you're not happy. So the talk of a class action is complete and utter, and I don't swear often, but it's utter bollocks. It just is. They tell Sony and Microsoft, no, we want to refund people. Sony and Microsoft, right, that's it, it's coming off the store then. It's like, where's your class action? complete and utter pie-in-the-sky bollocks. Seriously. Now what it is, I'll tell you what I think it is, in fact, and I bet you I'm bloody right, is a lot of media companies made a lot of money with all the hate clicks they got with Fallout 76, which did deserve that hate. That was such a broken piece of crap on release. They deserved that, and then they refused refunds and doubled down on everything. Right? That deserved what it got. And what's happening is the reviewer, the media guys and all the rest of it, they want it's Christmas time, ads are paying well on every site, top dollar. They want their bit of drama, whether it's positive or negative. And they're rehashing the same crap they printed the first time round with Fallout 76. Totally different circumstances, totally different facts surrounding the game and everything else. And they're trying to steamroll that onto Cyberpunk, which has some issues with performance on console, and 1 week later, minor issues on PC. And they're just trying to ram it up to the ninth, going for those hate clicks to make money. If anyone's a nasty, cynical piece of crap, it's the people doing that. Telling you now, because that's what they do. And you know what? I'm playing the game, and it pisses all over Fallout 4. I've had more fun playing that game in 60 hours than I ever did on a heavily modded version of Fallout 4. Better story, better characters, better game. Way more bugs with Fallout 4 until I patched it and used a stack of mods to fix it. Yeah, the save game thing, just delete all the crap in your inventory and your save file gets small again. There you go, fixed it for you. But again, that's not what the media are doing. That's not what the review cycle people are doing. They're trying to milk it for everything they can. They want their money out of this. They want to ride on the back of it, all the hate that they can create and fan the flames of everything so they can make money on it. Special place in hell for people like that. That's that kid in school that used to pick a fight with a gang of other people, get everyone revved up about it, and then just run off and leave you to get beaten up. That's the kind of person you're talking about there. That's the kind of behaviour, that's the kind of level it's on. And it's what they do. It's easy to sell hate. Real easy to sell hate. I had some bollock the other day saying, oh, this is so much worse than Fallout 76. And I was like, you just utterly delegitimised anything else you're going to say about this by talking complete and utter twaddle. It's nothing like that. Anyone that's ever played a Bethesda game is used to workarounds. The vanilla Skyrim is a piece of crap. It's broken as hell. The UI is nearly unusable, and just about everything in it is broken, and the save's corrupt. When you go on Nexus and download about 40 mods to fix it, it's a pretty good game. The world building's good and everything else, you know. But yeah, I did an experiment. I had a 12 megabyte save file, deleted it. Well, I didn't delete it. All I did was break it down to scrap. I had a ton of weapons and crap I'd been picking up. I just broke it all down, and the save file went small. That's all I did. I don't know if that's the fix, inverted commas, but that's what worked. And I guarantee you this, I played Witcher 3 on release, and it was a lot more buggy than Cyberpunk was. A lot more buggy. But we hadn't had a hate train then, had we? No, we hadn't had a hate train. It's the same. It's like No Man's Sky. That's a bloody good game now, and it's got more features and stuff in it than they ever promised. And they never really promised it anyway. Watch the engoodening of No Man's Sky by Internet Historian, because he does break it down rather well. What you had was the 15 people building a massive game, and someone who is socially quite sort of shy, trying to do interviews and stuff on TV. So when they asked him something, he didn't like saying no to someone. So he'd go, yeah, I suppose that could be. That's all he did. And then people built the hype, and people built the hype. And then when it wasn't that, they all hated them. And he said, don't worry about it. And he correlated all the bugs and stuff, made lists, and started working on it, and they just kept fixing the game, and it made it better and better and better and better. That's all he's ever done. So now the No Man's Sky is actually a bloody good game. All this tripe about Cyberpunk being the buggy mess, and it's all just twaddle. Really is. It's just twonk to sell clicks online. Every other article, oh, it's so broken, oh, jump on the bandwagon. All right, name the bugs. The people that are screaming the loudest have the least to say about any detail of what's broken. Whereas Fallout 76 people said, well, this happens, this happens, this happens, you fall through the ground, this happens, your base disappears, this happens. Some guy's logging into my account making a different character and deleted my old one with all the stuff on it. And then masses of exploits, and oh my god, it was horrendous. Really was. Compared to that, Fallout 7, Cyberpunk is a bloody polished gem. It doesn't resemble it in any way, shape or form. It just annoys me that people milk that for all it's worth. And the reasons they're doing it as well is bloody annoying. I mean, Deus Ex, Human Revolution, or was it Mankind? Whatever the last one was. Way more buggy than Cyberpunk. Way more buggy. And then the staggered release with different paywalls was just... ugh. Right, now I need to concentrate. Concentrating. Do not die. Got my defensive HUD in. Like it's going to make a whole lot of difference. Remember the Gothic games. Rings a bell. And I'm going to the stomach shortly. He's already knocked me. Let's get behind the pillar. Yay, the "You Are Doomed" music, yep. just like a ratio, isn't it? Your HP versus mobs level and HP. That's the thing in Skyrim, you know. You know, you can if you get to max level, general mobs that aggro you, you hit them once and they run off because they immediately crap themselves. Oh, player has way more health than me. I submit. And hello.gs guy, Scott. Everyone say hi to Scott.gs guy. You may have missed me having a good rant about the media and the critics all bandwagoning on Cyberpunk. Gotta get them hate clicks in. Gotta make some money over December. It's prime time. It's a drought come January for the advertising revenue. Dear me. In the belly of the beast. Oh, he's on me again. Goody goody. Am I going to wind up in his belly this week? It's possible. I don't want to jinx it and say he's a lot less trouble than bloody Virgil and the Melvins were this week. But he's been a lot less trouble than Virgin and the Melvins were, my god. Really unlucky with that one this time. It was just weird, like once we got the basic mechanics down with Virgil, it was just like, okay. Yay! In the guts, right. Where's the green? The green is... okay. And shine a light. I think I hit the green. Damn it. I think I did. Yeah, I got stink on me. I'm going to try and keep away from everyone. I can't see it, but I've got green all round me on screen, but I can't see the buff. Stop! I ain't giving me smooth and calm. Why do I need Nano Delta? It's a keeper. I buff. That's it. If I finish buffing, I'm finished anything to do with nanos. I know what it is. People have got a buff bar, and when you're in team and you reform or whatever, and just target, buff, 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 buff. Target, buff, 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 buff. Because we all do it. Don't lie. Yeah, well, CD Projekt Red didn't hype the game. It was the same with No Man's Sky. It was so overhyped, so vastly overhyped, and a lot of it's to do with publishers. They want to sell this game. They want to move it. They put pre-order incentives in. Pay before you know, buy it before you've even tried it, kind of thing. CD Projekt Red probably turned around to Microsoft and Sony and said, this game's not going to be ready till summer next year, and they go, no, we need a big release this year. We really need a big release this year, but it's not ready. Make it ready. Because they're bureaucrat corporate suits. They don't care about anything other than that. Right, what do we got? Let's have a look. I can show the stream the thing. What hot garbage? Is it garbage? We got Jester's Gift instead of the juggler ring, and a League modified dreadlock obliterator grenade gun, and then a reinforced bow cyber armor. Nice. So there we go. We eventually got here and defeated them, and Savik stayed up extra late. Hype is hype. I'm just not interested because it's no MMORPG. I'm a Deus Ex fan. I played Deus Ex, the original game, before Anarchy Online was a thing. So, you know, it does appeal to me. It's like a Deus Ex game in a lot of respects, in the game mechanics and a lot of other stuff, and the storytelling, the world building, etc. Oh, and driving is complete cack on mouse and keyboard. You need a controller for it to be bearable. With the controller, it's pretty good, especially the bikes. Anyway, that's going to do it, I think. Who else is streaming? Who's live? We've got Suju in chat. We've got Scott in chat. Who else we got? Bunch of people. Anyone live? Can I go raid you? Just me right now? Are you about to fire up a stream or anything, Scott? Suju, you're streaming. Are you going to stream? Where are you? He can't. Oh, it doesn't bloody know, does it? Because you don't put Anarchy. You need to put Anarchy Online in your stream title for Twitch to find it easier. Hang on, I'll do it the other way. Oh no, wait. How the hell did I type that? Are you live? You don't look live. Are you not live? You're not live. What's going on? I'm not streaming. I'm not putting my pants on. Oh, go on. Just stream without your camera. You don't have to have your camera on. Yeah? Up to you. Somebody start a bloody stream. Scott's going to go start a stream. I'm calling it now. No, he hasn't fired up yet. No, he hasn't fired the channel. It's not. No, he hasn't fired the channel. It's not. No, he hasn't fired the channel. It's not. No, he hasn't. Oh my God! He's hosting or something. It is late for Sav. Yeah, we're kind of done on this stream. So yeah, what it was, I fired up my browser, went to Soju's site. She's not up. Then I go to Scott's. He's not up. I'm like, but Scott's got suggested, and it's hosting me because I'm live at the moment, and you get that horrible the sound of the browser coming through delayed, and oh yeah, like worst echo chamber on the planet. You're too busy as well. Oh God. Well, let's have a look. Let's just search Anarchy Online. Let's just search that. Okay, there's someone called Rocked troll64.exe.dll.text things Christmas mission flow chilling clapcom June, and somebody called Big Gox starting a new tune giveaway. They're both in English. Let's have a quick look. Are you playing music? Don't be playing music. Oh, it's a bloody advert. It's got an ad. Yay for the ad. Okay, you'll do. Come on, advert. Oh my God. Are you talking? Sounds awful quiet. No, there is like no sound on here. Okay, what about the other guy? Are you talking? I kind of send people to... He's not even playing Anarchy. Why has that come up? Valorant. Okay, well, he's the only guy that's playing, so... Suju doesn't want to put any pants on. Go to Randy. What's the name of the channel? Give me the channel name so I can find it. Give me a channel name and I'll go raid it. Randy Rango. Right, okay. Copy that. Oh my god, come on. Trying to copy something from chat and it's just not working. That better work. Let's have a look. Go to. It's got sound. Okay. Right, everybody go. Everyone say hi. Give them a follow and everything. Yeah? Make it worthwhile. Good night, Savvy. Good night, Raiders. Thank you all. And everybody, charge.